Welcome to the revolution.
Ohio bill that would allow pregnant women to sue men over unintended pregnancies. So what this is saying is that if you have a one-night stand and you get the woman pregnant, she can sue you for the baby. Now, I would like to note that this is a frivolous bill that will never pass, and it's one of those that basically some random lawmaker you've never heard of. This one comes from testifies Senator Tina Maharinth, who's a Democrat, testifies in a Senate committee. At least that's, yeah. So I'll read this article to you and then we'll discuss it because this is crazy. It says, with Ohio's new 6-week abortion ban in place, a Democratic state lawmaker says it's time for the Ohio legislature to give consideration to her bill that holds men who cause an unintended pregnancy responsible, whether the sex that led to the pregnancy was consensual or not. Okay. Tina Maharinth said her bill would allow anyone who becomes pregnant to file a civil lawsuit against the person who impregnated them, even if it happened as a result of consensual sex. Excuse me, ma'am. Have you ever heard of child support? It's literally what the whole point of that is. Yes, if you impregnate somebody, they literally have to pay you, right? Or if you get impregnated by somebody, most likely a man, because that's who impregnates people. Maybe not according to this article with pregnant people in the title, but you got to pay money for the rest of the last 18 years. You have to pay child support for that baby. All right, now, what we're finding as a theme with a lot of these Democratic senators and even, you know, conservative Republican senators and things is they're doing these like clickbaity bills and laws that they're trying to pass that they know will never have a chance ever of getting passed. They're sensational bills that have no merit to them. They're ridiculous, but they're statement bills. They're trying to get famous on social media over saying they're going to allow you to go to a civil court over somebody impregnating you. Like, I wonder, I should be finding a list of these because there's been a lot of these bills lately in the last 2 to 3 years that normally would have, you know, taken away the legitimacy of this lawmaker. And now they're like, yeah, you know, go after the man who you consensually had sex with because the outcome of which was exactly what sex is intended for, which is reproduction. I think maybe if you missed sex ed class in 6th grade, you could have an argument here, but unless you have no idea how you actually wound up pregnant, like if you were in a, you know, what's that show? I forget it. It's like where she comes out of from a cult and she was in a hole since she was like 5 years old. It's a comedy. It might be New Girl. Is it New Girl? Might be New Girl. I don't know. But anyways, she, you know, it's like somebody came out from a cult from underneath the earth for 35 years. And all of a sudden they're just baffled by the way that recreation happens because they thought a golden swan dropped an egg on your porch because their cult leader told them so. And now they're pregnant and they're mad about it because they had no idea this is actually how you got pregnant. And now they go to court to sue them. Like that's the only, it's crazy. Anyways, let's read this article a little bit longer. It says, regardless of the circumstance, I felt it was important to have that vague language due to the fact that abortion is now banned here in the state of Ohio. The vague language being it would allow anyone who becomes pregnant to file a civil lawsuit against the person who impregnated them, even if it happened as a result of consensual sex. The bill has little to no chance of receiving a committee hearing or passing the Republican-held Ohio Senate. Maharinth's bill would allow the court, wow, they wrote this terribly, would allow the court could order a person who it determines causes a pregnancy. I like how they don't say man. It's a man if they can impregnate somebody. At the point of fetal activity can be detected. Maharinth said that the existence of the new law makes it more important that people who become pregnant, women, have the option to file a civil lawsuit against the person who impregnated them, the man who impregnated them, regardless of how it happened. How do you think it happened? She says she was disturbed by a recent news story in which a 10-year-old pregnant girl was denied an abortion in Ohio and was forced to drive to Indianapolis to get one. She said many women don't even know they are pregnant at that point. The urgency comes because at 6 weeks, not everyone knows that, especially if you are 10 years old and pregnant. At 10 years old, you don't know too much about your reproductive rights. Fair. Maybe that's a situation where, maybe they wouldn't know how sex occurred and maybe they should be able to, but still, child support. What are you going to do in a civil lawsuit besides, it just doesn't make any sense. A group of Democratic lawmakers have introduced a package of legislation that they say will help parents afford the cost of raising infants and children in the state. Oh, well, that seems like a better idea. Why don't we help people raise children instead of funding them to not have to? The bill addresses several issues, such as eliminating the sales tax families pay for diapers and creating a one-time $600 infant formula tax credit to help families afford these items. The bill has yet to have a hearing in a Senate committee, but Republican lawmakers have said they intend to pass a complete ban on abortion when they come back into session in November. So the likelihood of this passing is very, very slim. It's another one of those sensationalized bills that are only there for clickbait. Literally, we have clickbait politics now. We're moving from the fact that we have, actual news articles to clickbait articles. We're going now from where we have legitimate politics and policies being passed to clickbait policies trying to be passed just for clout. This is getting ridiculous.